Are you making these common survival prepping mistakes? Do you know the pitfalls to avoid for effective preparation? Welcome, dear friends, to a journey of discovery where we unravel the mysteries of survival preparation. Today we focus on the most common mistakes that could jeopardize your plans. Let's dive straight into the first mistake: not stocking up on practical and enjoyable emergency supplies. In times of crisis, practicality is key, but it's equally important to have items that bring joy and comfort. Imagine you're in a situation that requires you to rely on your emergency provisions. It can be quite grim, right? Now, imagine that same situation, but you've got your favorite book or a pack of your beloved coffee blend. Suddenly, the scenario doesn't seem as bleak. Having things you enjoy can make a significant difference in your morale. It's not enough to merely survive. One must also live, even in the direst of circumstances. It's about striking a balance between the practical and the pleasurable. So, as you prepare your survival kit, consider what would make your life in an emergency situation not only bearable but also a bit enjoyable. Remember, survival is not just about the necessities, morale is equally important. Moving on to the second mistake: not being familiar with the contents of your pre-assembled kits. Imagine this: you've got a shiny new survival kit, but when an emergency strikes, you're fumbling around, unsure of how to use what's inside. It's like having a toolbox without knowing what a hammer does. It's crucial to understand each component of your kit, so you're not left scratching your head when the chips are down. Dedicate some time to learn about each item, their uses, and their limitations. Now let's move to our third mistake: relying solely on gear without developing essential survival skills. A survival kit is a great start, but it's just that, a start. It's not a magic wand that can whisk away all dangers. Survival gear can break, get lost, or simply run out. But you know what can't get lost or run out? Skills. Yes, skills like building a fire, finding edible plants, or navigating by the stars can often be the real lifesavers. So don't just collect gear, collect knowledge and skills too. The right skills can be the difference between life and death in survival situations. The fourth mistake is often overlooked: not involving the whole family in emergency planning. It's vital to understand that survival isn't a solo act. It's a team effort. From the youngest to the oldest, each family member should be aware of the survival plan, from the location of emergency supplies to the designated meeting points. This is not just about security, but also about morale. Being part of the planning can give everyone a sense of control, which is crucial during uncertain times. Now let's move on to the fifth mistake: forgetting about the needs of pets. Pets are a part of our families, and their survival needs should not be overlooked. This includes stocking up on pet food, medications, and even considering their comfort during a crisis. Pets can provide emotional support and help maintain a sense of normalcy in challenging situations. So don't forget to include them in your survival planning. Involving everyone, including our furry friends, ensures a more comprehensive and effective survival plan. The sixth mistake is a common one: not diversifying storage locations for supplies. It's crucial to spread your resources out. If all of your supplies are in one place and that location is compromised, you could lose everything in a blink. So distribute your supplies across multiple secure locations. This approach not only minimizes risk, but also provides you with options during an emergency. Now, moving on to our seventh mistake: prioritizing fancy gear over essential needs. In the world of survival, it's easy to get drawn into the allure of high-tech equipment and lose sight of the basics. Remember, the fanciest gear is of no use if you don't have your essentials covered. It's the basic needs, food, water, shelter, that should be your top priority. Only once these are secured should you consider investing in additional gear. In essence, survival is not about having the most advanced equipment or the most extensive arsenal. It's about being prepared, adaptable, and focused on what truly matters. Survival is about essentials first, luxuries later. Eighth mistake: not maintaining an inventory to avoid duplicate purchases. Now, this one might seem obvious, but when the adrenaline is pumping and you're in the zone, it's all too easy to double up on items you already have. The key to effective prepping is being organized. Keep a record of what you've got and make sure you know where everything is. This way, you're not wasting resources on duplicates, and you're ensuring every purchase counts. Now, let's move on to our ninth mistake: not considering specific dietary needs when stocking up on food. It's not enough just to have a stockpile of canned goods and dry foods. You need to consider the dietary needs of everyone in your household. Do you have a family member with a gluten intolerance? Maybe someone has a nut allergy, or perhaps you have a vegetarian in your group. These are all things to bear in mind when you're stocking up on your emergency food supplies. Remember, survival food should also cater to specific dietary needs. The final set of mistakes are all equally important. Let's not waste any time and delve right into them. Number 10. Not rotating stored food and water. It's not just about stockpiling, but also about maintaining your supplies. Remember, even canned goods and bottled water have an expiration date. Make sure to use and replace these items regularly to keep your stock fresh. Next up, number 11. Not practicing your survival plan. A plan is only as good as your ability to execute it. Regular drills will help you and your family become familiar with the steps to take in an emergency, ensuring a smoother response when the real thing happens. Moving on to number 12. Not considering sanitation needs. Cleanliness is crucial in a survival situation to prevent disease. Make sure your plan includes provisions for waste disposal and personal hygiene. At 13, we have not preparing for different types of disasters. Every region has its own set of risks, be it hurricanes, earthquakes, or wildfires. Your preparations should reflect the specific threats you are most likely to face. The penultimate mistake, number 14, not learning from past mistakes. Every misstep is an opportunity for growth. Evaluate your plans and actions post-disaster. Identify what went wrong and update your strategies accordingly. And finally, number 15, underestimating the importance of mental preparation. Survival is as much a mental challenge as it is a physical one. Cultivate a positive mindset, learn stress management techniques, and ensure you're psychologically prepared to face any disaster. These mistakes, while common, can be easily avoided with proper planning and awareness. So let's recap the common survival prepping mistakes we've covered today. First, we've learned the importance of stocking up on practical and enjoyable emergency supplies and familiarizing ourselves with pre-assembled kits. We've also discussed the need to develop essential skills, not just acquiring gear, and to involve all members of the family, including our furry friends, in our emergency planning. We've highlighted the significance of diversifying our storage locations and prioritizing essential needs over fancy, often unnecessary gear. And of course, we've underscored the value of maintaining a thorough inventory to avoid duplicate purchases. These mistakes might seem minor, but they can make a world of difference during a survival situation. By avoiding these pitfalls, we can ensure our survival prepping is effective, comprehensive, and efficient. Remember, survival prepping is about foresight, planning, and preparation. Avoid these mistakes, and you'll be better equipped to handle any survival situation.